4. Do, 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 ba, 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 ba. All right, we rolling live from the wasteland. This is Freedom Phil. What's the topic today? Yes, I know my channel will never grow big, but I do know what makes channels grow big. Whether I'm willing to go that far, that's a whole different story. Where am I going with this? Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. And hey, turn up the video speed. And I always say that because you can watch videos 1.75, which is way better, way faster. Not a channel for children. Don't care if your kids watch, but I'm going to be real about it. I'm not your digital nanny. I'm not here to raise your kids. If your kids end up regurgitating something I'm saying, it's because you're a shitty parent. And if you're mad about it, maybe know what your kids are watching. And if you're some spurg in my chat, let's be honest, I will flog and flail you because that's what I do. I have about maybe less than 5% of the people who show up here actually know how to think like a human, know how to stay on topic. And I appreciate a good conversation. But most of the people I deal with out here are robots and retards. And if you're not a subscriber, why are you even talking? Yeah, Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. You know, a lot of people say, well, the way you treat your followers, you're never going to grow. I don't care. Like, if I was doing this for money, I'd probably take it far more seriously. If I want to make money, I'll just drive a truck. Or I'll just bum change. It's like, you'll bum change? Yeah, let me give you the numbers on that. In 3-4 hours, I can make anywhere from $100 to $300. Like, let's just say I work a full day. Yeah, $300 is very doable for just standing there shaking my ass holding the sign. You know? And they're like, well, what type of life is that? I live off $200 to $300 out here in the wasteland per month. So work one day, live the rest of the month, do whatever I want. So when I do trucking, for instance, I make more than enough money, 80 to 100K a year, and live off, $5,000 or so dollars. So bringing it back to this whole YouTube thing, I do this more or less as entertainment for me. And occasionally I'll have somebody that comes in with a good conversation. It's also fun playing whack-a-mole at times with the fucking crackheads and the spurgs. I'm just being honest. And yeah, if you're not a subscriber, why are you talking? And I say this not to be a fucking asshole. I say it because I've just realized that, over the years, if you let the chat just do what the chat's going to do, it's just going to be a bunch of robots and retards spurging out, about something or just talking shit. And it's like, look, man, I'm not here to be your emotional tampon. I'm not. And when I say emotional, you got people that are damaged individuals running around society. And then they go onto the internet and they're going off on you because, well, that gets them their kicks. It's a little dopamine rush for them. Now, look, I don't mind a little bit of fucking shit talking here and there, but if the person, all they ever do is show up and act like a fucking jackass, then yeah, I don't need that around. It's kind of like in your real life, not like internet life, but real life. If someone shows up and they keep on throwing trash in your house, are you gonna tolerate that? No, you got to kick them the fuck out. And that's kind of the way I treat my little sphere of oblivion here. Now, people say, I thought you said you know how to make a channel big. I'll tell you, it's not complicated. First, you be an attractive woman. And if not an attractive woman, be a VTuber with a good voice changer. Be somewhat controversial and entertaining, or have content where you're literally recording crackheads and shit on the streets. That channel All Gas, No Brakes, crazy shit like that. Talk about slop topic issues 24/7. No offense to, Jeremy from the Quartering, but, be the outrage, farm people's outrage. Be like, look at what these people are doing, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, if you're a fucking ogre like myself, human incarnation of Shrek, you best, kind of Count Dankula. I'm not trying to trash talk the guy because I love his content, but he is a very average, not good looking guy. And you know what? He got the shout out from bigger channels. That's how your average ogre can get ahead. You've got some chops, you're funny, and then someone bigger than you takes notice of you and says, "Hey, I've seen this channel and this is great." I think in his case it was Sargon. But that's literally how a lot of channels, if you don't fit into that category, let me give you an example. Kind of the boy girl kind of looking chick who's a furry, that'll work. Gamer chick, that'll work. Gamer dude, if you have chops, I gotta be real about this. Guys like Asmongold, he made it partially based on his grind, his hustle. but he's also funny. But the other thing about it is that his editors do a great job of his content. They have grown his channel exponentially. Even if it looks bad at him for sometimes, it's allowed him to grow. Now, most people don't have that. Some people, they just get the spark of divinity. And cool, I'm glad. Like I said, even though I can see the bullshit and things at times, I respect the hustle. I even see the cases where there's always the perfect chatter, in the situation, talking shit. And then you look at it and go, isn't that convenient that the perfect non-argument shows up into a conversation to where you can clown on them? Yeah. All of this shit, just like TV to some degree, some of it's real, but a lot of it's just a stage. And that's where we come back to the concept of what is YouTube really actually useful for? And the answer is it's useful for informational videos about, hey, here's how you bake this. Here's how you build that. Hey, this history thing here, assuming they're not lying, it's good for that type of stuff. But as far as the rest of it, it's no different than fucking, late 80s, 90s TV, slapstick, daytime talk show bullshit. And some of the political conversations are interesting, but at the end of the day, politics, rage bait, it's what you want. It's like potato chips. There's no nutrition in that bag of potato chips, but you like it. And that's what you got to give people. Now, sometimes I talk about those issues. Sometimes I don't. And like I said, I'm an ogre of a man living in a van in the middle of nowhere, and I've told people how you can be retired ridiculously young. You know what mostly gets views? Not what will make you successful, but what pisses you off or makes you horny. Let's be real about that. That's what makes success. Success in the really real world is just basic common sense. And we're not going to get anywhere with that shit. So I'm a mixture of, on one side, I'm kind of a chaotic person. Like, I'm a good chaotic person. On one side, I might talk about something real, like a trade agreement, or here, like the other day, how to build a refrigerator that runs just off of a water pump. No Freon, none of that shit, none of those problems or whatever they're using these days. Like good 3/4, let's say 6 months to 8 months of the year, you have a free refrigerator. Not a freezer, but a refrigerator. Now, do you think I'm going to get views on something that actually would make the world a better place? Oh, fuck no, I'm not. So I have no delusions that this channel will ever grow or it'll ever become big. No delusions. I do this purely for my entertainment. Something to fill the void between something being more responsible. And I'll tell you what, when I go back to work, and I'll probably do this a whole lot less. I'll do it every once in a while. Because if I'm making real money, I'm making $80K to $90 to $100K per year, driving a truck for X amount of hours, I ain't going to have time to be fucking around with you motherfuckers. And to be honest, ain't like you people are paying my bills whatsoever. Even if this did pay, let me tell you what the problem. If I ever monetized this channel, here's what immediately would happen. I'd offend some robot or some retard, some low IQ, sub IQ motherfucker for telling the truth. And immediately my channel will get flagged and they'd be like, well, we're not going to monetize you. Okay, whatever. And that's where people say, go to the cash apps. But do I really want to put that hustle and that grind out there for what is effectively, most likely, less than I would make if I was holding a sign on the side of the road? And if I got big, then yeah, maybe I would go put more effort into it. But yeah, I don't really seriously need the money. I mean, shit, I can live off $200 to $300 a month out here in the waste or the wilderness or whatever. So it's purely for entertainment. So anyhow, yeah. For all you people that are like, if you keep on treating your subscribers this way, you're never going to grow. Fuck, I don't care. And so, hey, whoever subscribes and likes, I appreciate it. But I'm not hinging on your opinions. Part of the reason I can live as laid back a life as I have is because I stopped giving a shit what people thought ages ago. And the more deep I grow into the great superpower of apathy, the better my life has become. So, Freedom Phil, take it easy. Like, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, it doesn't matter either way. Peace.